Welcoming guys to our preview every single NFL team for the 2022 season. We're back in the AFC North with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and you're going to this 2022 season, and it's a big transition, especially at that quarterback position for over 20 years, for nearly 20 years. Big Ben has been the starting quarterback in Pittsburgh, but you can see the last couple of years, especially last year and the 2021 season, and even the 2022 season, you can see that he should have maybe retired a couple of years before that, but he retired last season at age 39. And the big question is, who's going to be that quarterback in Pittsburgh now? Who's going to be that dude that's going to take the Steelers to a Super Bowl and to a new era? Now, in the offseason, they get Mitch Trubisky for $14 million in a 2-year deal. Again, Mitch Trubisky was doing some Bears football. He was doing that. He was also, we all know, he was in Chicago and he was bad in Chicago. He went to the Bills. He was playing. He was this backup quarterback to Josh Allen, and now he's with the Steelers for 2 years. Then in the draft, in the first round, we got Kenny Pickett. He gets drafted. He was the only quarterback to get drafted in the first round. 20th round from Pittsburgh Panthers. He led the in his last year at college. He led the Pittsburgh Panthers to the ACC title. And I think he's a good choice at the quarterback position. I scouted him. So if you want to hear a scout report on Kenny Pickett, it'll be in one of the videos I've done. But again, he's a good talent at the quarterback position. I know that this draft class wasn't the best, but again, at the quarterback position, but he's one of them, like a Malik Willis, like Matt Corral, that I really rate highly in the quarterback position. So he's the guy at quarterback. They still have Najee Harris is in his second year. He had 7 touchdowns in his rookie year last year. He had 1,200 yards. But again, that offense failed to block last year, and he still got 7 touchdowns and 1,200 yards in his rookie year. Only Jonathan Taylor had a handful in ball carries last year. And then you've got Dan Moore, who's in his second year at the linebacker position. They've added Mason Cole, the corner. Wide receiver. The wide receivers last year, they got most of the turnovers last year. There's not much change on the defensive side of things. The front seven is still the same. In the draft, like I said earlier, they got Kenny Pickett. They got wide receiver George Pickens from Georgia. He's from that Georgia winning championship team from last year. Mark Robinson at the linebacker position from Ole Miss. And then Connor Haywood, who's going to be that tight end. And he's going to do some defensive work as well from Michigan State. And they still have Devon Johnson as well. So even though that the defense is kind of mid, again, I do like the wide receiver position of George Pickens from Georgia. He's got that winning mentality now, but from that winning mentality from winning the championship now in Georgia. You've got Kenny Pickett, who won the ACC title in his last year. So again, they've got that championship winning feeling about things. But where are they going to rank in the AFC North? Now the AFC North, again, it's hard to predict who's going to go. Obviously, we know the Bengals are going to go first. The Bengals, because you look at the Bengals, how they started last year really bad, losing to the Bears and whatever. But they finished second in the Super Bowl, narrowly missing out on that Lombardi Trophy. So they're going to be top of the division. You look at the skid marks. The Browns, who have Deshaun Watson, but again, I heard today that he's banned for 11 games after the sexual harassment of what happened in Houston. So we don't know how the skid marks. The Browns' season is going to be. Baltimore, I like their draft. Like I said in yesterday's video, David Ajobi. I just like how they did in the draft. You got Kyle Hamilton at the safety. But my prediction for Pittsburgh is going to be a big transition for them. No Ben Roethlisberger. And they did get into the playoffs last year. So I'm going to say that. I'm going to say fourth for them. I think it's going to be a tough year for them. A lot of transition going in. I'm a fan of Kenny Pickett, but how's he going to be? How's he going to adapt to the NFL? There's a lot of questions that need to be asked. And I'm interested to see how Pittsburgh go. But Kenny Pickett has to start week 1. You have to know if he's the dude or not. You don't want to start with fucking Trubisky at your quarterback position. Because, again, learning behind this stupid rule that everybody has, he's got to learn behind the quarterback. What the hell is he going to learn behind Mitch Trubisky? He's in Chicago for 2 or 3 years. He was in Chicago doing Bears football, for God's sake. So you have to start Kenny Pickett week 1 and see what you've got. And then he can get adapted to the NFL. Anyway, you leave your guys' thoughts in the comments for the Pittsburgh Steelers. What do you guys think? What do you guys think they're gonna finish?